Welcome to Aquarius, perhaps one of, if not the strangest fantasy world you will ever come across. The primary reason being that it is not entirely high fantasy, as despite the vast majority of Aquarius's environment being medieval fantasy, there is a single space that is not Canada. In this medieval fantasy world, present-day Canada exists. No other Earth location exists in Aquarius, just Canada. Why? Not entirely sure. While there is a Canadian on the team, these group of idiots had their story end before getting the opportunity to travel to Canada. That being said, while Canada mostly just keeps to itself, there is some knowledge of it in the wider world, fashion being the biggest example, such as the outfit worn by Jack-o'-all-trade or his traveling companion Via, a t-shirt with slacks and shorts, certainly not an outfit that most would associate with medieval fantasy. And to be honest, I mostly wanted to make this video just to explain Jack's character design, that there was an actual in-lore reason why I could wear casual modern clothing. Those outside of Canada are aware of how the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, or RCMP, have the strength and skill to fight the monsters outside of Canada's borders, thereby making Canada one of, if not the safest place in Aquarius. But for Canadians who decide to travel outside of their country, traveling to someplace like the mainland, they will likely encounter quite the culture shock, as those outside of Canada, when hearing about the technologies inside of Canada, may look at the Canadian like they're making it up or that they're insane. Huh? Helicopter? That sounds like a weird made-up word. Are you sure you're not lying? I mean, who would stare at a box all day while touching it occasionally? That doesn't sound very fun. Not to mention those stories about giant metal birds that you go inside of and they not only fly you to where you want to go, but they also let you out? How are you not digested? And how can I get one as a pet? I think there has been a misunderstanding here. Just as how the North Pole is part of Earth's Canada, so too is it part of Aquarius's Canada. And in Aquarius's North Pole, there lies the most powerful sorcerer in the entire multiverse, Santa Claus. Santa uses his immense magic powered by Christmas spirit to not only keep himself immortal, but also to travel across all universes and deliver presents over the course of a single night. Just as the stories say, Santa Claus is assisted by Christmas elves. They perform various tasks such as making toys, taking care of the reindeer, and protecting the North Pole. There is even one among these idiots. Would you stop calling us that? No. While Canada is open to all species, Christmas elves can only exclusively be found in the North Pole. Additionally, there is another species that is exclusive to their territory, the Grey Dwarves of Ergo Kingdom. Ergo Kingdom exists on the mainland. However, their people live under the land. In their underground kingdom, civilians most often work in their mines. Their royal family's line also has a very long line of succession. The 15th heir to the throne is currently traveling with these heroic idiots. I thought I told you to stop calling us that! Other than you, everyone decided to name you the leader of your team. You are not only a teenager, but also were created to be comedic relief. I do not know how you impressed the rest of your team to name you as their leader, but as long as you are, I will not stop calling your group idiots. We have a name, you know. And what is it? I forgot. My point stands. Now then, where was I? Ah, yes. While Christmas elves and Grey Dwarves can only exclusively be found in their territories, most places in Aquarius have locations that are largely inhabited by a single species. These are locations like Gnome Village, Mountain Dwarf Town, or High Elf City. Although 80 years ago, while Jack-o'-all-trade was still a hero, High Elf City was simply High Elf Town. That aside, there are locations outside of Canada that have folk of all species living there, such as the capital of the main kingdom. Across the main kingdom, there are various traveling entertainment groups. Once there was a troupe known as the Lucky Rabbit Dance Troupe, but they have since joined the most well-known entertainers, the All-Trade Circus. That's where I grew up! Mr. Ringmaster used to be a hero, but he decided to open the circus instead. He then found baby me in the woods and raised me in the circus. Wait, why did you let me go over my backstory but not the others? Because you already have 2 videos dedicated to you. That was more of a recap than anything else. If those videos didn't exist, I wouldn't have let you talk. But since we are on the topic of you are rather unique as far as elves go, as your people are not even native to Aquarius. I'm a Dimension Elf, and the only one that exists on Aquarius. I've been told by, well, I guess by word of God, that Dimension Elves have that name because they have magical technology that allows them to travel between dimensions. Dimension Elves also might be evil. Word of God has told me he originally was going to make them evil, and they looked pretty evil in the visions I got of them. But the story ended before we got a chance to meet any of them in person. Of course. Outside of High Elves, Christmas Elves, and the singular Dimension Elf, there is another species of elf that was on Aquarius once upon a time. However, the Wood Elves no longer reside on this planet. The very last Wood Elf had the unfortunate fortune of meeting these idiots. During their battle against a tree speaker, the last Wood Elf was killed. This means that Wood Elves are now extinct in Aquarius. Oh? You want to know what a tree speaker is? A tree speaker is a species that you are unlikely to encounter on any other fantasy world. As the name implies, tree speakers speak for the trees, and they can only speak in rhyme. If you wish to communicate with a tree speaker in their own language, then I suggest you bring a thesaurus. You may offend one if you are unable to rhyme well, which may result in a battle, which may result in the last Wood Elf being killed. I rolled a 2, okay? Rhyming is hard! Said the performer. So, yeah, tree speakers are basically just a Lorax. Lorax exists here. Why? I don't know. But since present-day Canada exists here too, it really does bring up a unique vision. Hypothetically speaking, you could see a Lorax tree speaker working in a cubicle, wasting their time on their phone and spending their weekends playing lacrosse. Aquarius is weird, and I love it.